Hey, Rally J2 right here, back with another episode of the Roundup series where I talk about multiple things in regards to the Second Amendment. I don't go into great detail, but rather I just big picture it. Series more intended for those who maybe don't have as much time on their hands, but still want to stay informed around the Second Amendment. Today on the Roundup, we're going to be talking about Biden's new executive order, Biden's new budget, gun control update out of Michigan, and a good bill out of Florida. Okay, we're going to get into all that today on the Roundup. First, I'm going to give a little, going to say a little announcement here. This is the last episode of the Roundup temporarily. I'm going to be trying something new for a couple weeks. I'm going to be making daily videos. So instead of basically on the roundup at the end of the week doing like basically 4 videos in one roughly, going to be doing daily videos weekdays for a couple weeks, trying that out. So going to be on here next week every day. Check it out. Stay tuned and whatnot. But yes, as of right now, we're going to get into this episode of the Roundup. Okay, up first, obviously, we're talking about, the obvious situation from this week, which is Biden's new executive action. Yes, if you're unaware, President Biden did do an executive order this week, okay, on gun control. So we're just going to talk. I'm just going to run through this real quick. This is by no means an in-depth breakdown. I'm not going into detail on anything. I'm just going to run down a couple of the points, right? The big major things that he looks to do with this action. This, again, not everything, not in detail. You can definitely find in-depth breakdowns if you want that. This is the roundup. I don't go into detail too much, okay? So I'm just going to run through this, okay? First of all, Biden said openly he's looking to bring us as close as he possibly can to universal background checks, okay, in this country, without Congress having to do anything about it because they aren't gonna. So yeah, he's basically looking to, do as much as he can as far as executive action goes to get us as close as possible to universal background checks. Okay, universal background checks are bad because that universal background check leads to firearm registry, and nothing good at all is going to come from registry ever really. So, just to go down the list of things that he's looking to do here, he's looking to redefine what it means to be in the business of firearm sales. Okay, so basically he's basically going after private transfers. Okay, so like right in most states, not in all states, right, but in most states, you could go over, sell a firearm to your neighbor, and that's fine, just all good, shake on it, good to go. um as it should be, but this would potentially go after that and make it so that's not a thing that you can do, because he wants all firearms to be done through the NICS system, which is leading to, you know, helping push toward universal background checks. So that's that. Let's see here. Oh, he's looking to push red flag laws. Okay, so he basically wants to teach people how to red flag people that they don't like to have firearms, basically. Um, just push the use of red flag laws, uh, to put it pretty simply. So that's no good. Obviously, red flag laws are extremely unconstitutional. Zero due process in those. Just no good at all. So nothing good there. Let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna get the Department of Transportation involved with the transferring of the shipments of firearms, basically looking to secure that, basically make the shipments of firearms more secure, so that so that firearms aren't like stolen off of trains or just simply lost in shipment somewhere along the way. Now, that's all good and well that they're looking to, strengthen that security. But the Department of Transportation, like, are they really, you got to ask yourself, are they really going to get it done? I mean, we're talking about Pete Buttigieg here. This is the worst person to be in that position ever. Not good at his job at all. Is the job going to get done? Is basically the question. I would think not. Okay. Um, okay, they're looking to, they're looking to go after firearms manufacturers' marketing. Basically, they're trying to say they can't market firearms using military imagery. Now, first of all, that's a First Amendment violation to go after somebody's marketing. Also, are how many firearm companies are using military images in their marketing? I mean, if you've seen any examples of that, let me know, but I haven't really seen much of that, honestly. It's usually just a company, they got a guy out there running the products that company makes, and that's that. So my question is, are firearm companies really actually using military images, or is it just these anti-gunners that don't know anything about firearms, seeing some guy with an AR and a plate carrier, maybe a helmet, and maybe some cargo pants, assuming that's a military image? Which is it? I don't really know. Let me know if you've seen anything like that. But that's that. Okay, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Okay, terrible gun control package that was passed last summer. I talked about it. Many people talked about it. It was no good, obviously. Some people didn't. Some people, for some reason, didn't care about it. They just kind of, whatever, compromise. People don't know the definition of the word compromise anymore. It wouldn't seem, but that's beside the point. Basically, in this, he's looking to push the enforcement of measures that are in the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Obviously no good. And then the last thing I'm going to mention is basically he's looking to have the ATF release information of FFLs that are shut down due to violations. Okay, so he's basically looking to dox FFLs that are shut down for violations, which is tons of FFLs now, because under Biden's ATF, there's a zero tolerance policy. So basically, if an FFL makes a simple minor mistake on paperwork or something, normally ATF would go in, they would be like, oh, here's where you went wrong, bud, better fix that, okay, slap on the wrist, good to go. But under Biden's ATF, no, a simple paperwork error, that FFL's shut down, okay? So he basically wants the information of those shut down FFLs to be released publicly, which is terrible, okay? No good. So anyway, that is just the worst of the worst. Run down very quickly, very briefly. There's more in here. Obviously, I didn't go into detail on any of this, so if you want to know more about this, look into it. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. Going way too long for a roundup segment, so I'm going to move on to the next topic right now. Okay, continuing to talk about Joe Biden. He recently released his new budget, and there is tons of money in here for gun control. Okay. Now I'm not gonna go too in depth on this because I just spent way too long talking about the executive action. But okay, $1.9 billion in here for, that's billion with a B, for the ATF. Okay. Now, the ATF, Biden's been funding the ATF so hard since he's been in office. Just so much more money than they had before. And it's continuing to become more and more, as we see here. Additionally, there's $51 million for the FBI to basically increase background checks, which is, I mean, honestly, to be expected from Biden, but still, like, wow, obnoxious. So anyway, I'm not gonna. There's more gun control in here than just that. That's just to name a couple. Point is, be aware of it. He did release his new budget. There is a bunch of money in there for gun control. Keep it in mind, going forward. So that's really the main point here. Okay, right now we're talking about Michigan. Yes, I've been talking about Michigan from time to time. Michigan is one of those states that I often talk about that is kind of going from okay on firearms to just absolute California, New York type of situation. They're trying to go from okay to terrible, basically, is the point. Well, I said recently, a few weeks ago, that they were looking to, they were kind of, they weren't focusing as much on their, so-called assault weapons ban, and they were focusing more on other things that they don't have yet in the state of Michigan. Okay, 3 things. There was a package of bills, I believe 11 bills, okay, in where they were focusing on 3 things: red flag laws, background checks, and safe storage laws, okay? So, unfortunately, those bills have passed the Michigan State Senate, okay? So if you live in Michigan, yes, this package of gun control is moving forward. So, do what you will with this information. Keep it in mind. Look into it. Do what you feel you need to do in response to that. Point is, be aware of it. Not a good situation out of Michigan. So if you live there, keep this in mind. That's really all there is to say. Just a quick update on this situation out of Michigan. So I'm going to get on to the next topic. That's really all there is to say on that at this time. So I'll definitely stay up on the Michigan situation. Okay, last but not least, okay, I saved the best for last. I did have to look to find something good out of this week, but talking about Florida right now, okay, there's a good bill kicking around in Florida that's going to be HB 1543. Okay, this bill looks to lower the minimum age to purchase long guns from 21 to 18. Okay, so yeah, this bill isn't perfect. It'd be nice if it was all firearms, but better than nothing. This bill has a chance to pass. It really could go either way, honestly. So it's a good bill though. If you live in Florida, support this. Definitely a good thing. Like I said, it has a chance of passing. There's a Republican majority in Florida. There are a lot of rhinos, but that may or may not be an issue. So, point is, pretty good bill, looking to restore some people's rights, at least somewhat, which is, like I said, better than nothing. So just want to talk about that real quick. If you live in Florida, look into it, support it. And yeah, that's really all I have this week. So I'm going to get out of here right now. Well, there's been another episode of The Roundup. I hope you learned something you didn't know already. That's the point of this series. Like I said at the beginning, this is the last episode of The Roundup temporarily. Going to be trying something new over the next couple weeks. Going to be posting daily videos, weekdays. It's still going to be the same amount of content, same amount of topics covered per week and everything. It's basically just going to be one shorter video every day instead of basically 4 videos in one at the end of the week. So still going to be the same amount of content and whatnot. So, Anyway, you know, let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see on my channel in the future, or anything like that, and you know, anything you want to say down there. Anyway, that's all for this week, so I'm gonna get out of here. Goodbye.